everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show y'all how to edit these tax templates so that they match your tax brand. But before we dive into that, I do want to make sure you have the proper file to access these. So you're going to want to open this PDF file that you received from my Etsy store. You should have a link to access the templates, a link to access the software box, and then a third link to access the side panel, which I'll show you in a second. There will also be a preview of the first template and a link to the YouTube video that you're watching currently. This, by clicking the stars here or just clicking click here, it'll take you back to Etsy to leave a review. And then you also have a special discount code for your next purchase in my Etsy store. Now let's head over to Canva. Let me just swap here. As it is stated on my Etsy store, Canva Pro is highly, highly, highly recommended. Reason being, you have no limitations when editing this template. So you have a whole lot more fonts to choose from, elements to choose from, things to edit. If you are like, I haven't used Canva before, I'm not sure if I want to pay for something, they do have a 30-day free trial that you can sign up for and use it for the sole purpose of editing these templates if you want, learning Canva. And then you can make the determination on if you want to keep it or not. But I highly recommend that you have Canva Pro so you don't have any watermarks over any of these templates, because that's the only way to get rid of that Canva watermark. Anyway, without further ado, I do want to show y'all how to make the adjustments to each one of these templates so that it aligns with your tax business. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is the first template, join our team. Essentially, we want to get people attracted to inquiring to join your tax team or your tax business as a preparer, right? So this whole bundle, like the purpose of it is for it to be like used and promoted prior to Labor Day. The company that I will be updating for is, let's just call it Clark Tax Co. And I'm going to show you how to edit the images. Like here, I'm going to show you how to input the text. And I'm also going to show you how to edit this software box in case you want to change the design that's in there. So first and foremost, just go ahead and take a look at each one of the templates so you have an idea of what you're working with before we dive in. So you see each one of them sticks to the same theme, similar colors, but a different purpose, a different focal point. This explains how layers work to you in Canva. And then this will take you to Canva's beginner guide. There's a link attached to it. So you can just click that. It will open a page to Canva's website for beginners. So let's go back up to the top. The first thing that I immediately want to do is change this your brand stuff. So while I input Clark, I want to do it all caps. So let's do Clark Tax Co. You should be typing in your tax business name there. Now, let's say you're not feeling this, like you don't like that it's blue, you want it to be red, or maybe you want it to be black. You simply can click it, and Canva has this new feature where it can take certain images and change the colors of it. It doesn't work for all images, but it works for a good amount of them. I really like that feature. But yeah, let's say you wanted it to be black instead of blue. Okay, so let's make that black. We also can make this text black. Now, notice how I'm clicking on it, right? I'm clicking on it. This is an image. You cannot edit this one because it's a gradient. And so what I mean by that, you see how it's a darker blue here and then a lighter blue here? It was made in Photoshop. So it would give a different effect for you guys. Now, if you don't like this, what you could do we could do, we're going to type it out instead. Make it bold. Italicize it. And we're just going to replace it pretty much. That's if you don't like it though. If you're cool with it or you're fine with it, we're just going to leave it alone. I actually like it. So we're just going to leave that alone. We've updated the text up here. We've updated our website. We've made this black. I actually like it blue. I'm gonna switch mine back to blue. You can make yours whatever color you'd like. But this image, this is a stock photo. So we want to add our own business images to our flyers, right? So the way that we would do that is by just going over to uploads. And I'm gonna add this one. She looks nice. Let me just put her over to the side for now. So we're just going to hover over to make sure we're clicking on the right thing. So to make sure I'm clicking on the stock photo, I'm going to hit position. Hold on, I have my zoom. Layers. And then it's going to be highlighted in purple for whatever you selected. So, or you can just select it over here in the layer section. So again, I'm going to hit position. If it takes you to arrange, that's okay. Just hit layers. You're going to scroll down to what you're looking for and select it. And we're just going to hit the trash can to delete it. Now I want to add this one where the previous one was. But obviously we have to crop it just a little bit. So just make the necessary adjustments so that it fits properly. If it cuts off the team just a little bit like mine is, that's okay. There's also a way we can like lighten the bottom half so it looks like it fades. I can show y'all how to do that in my next video if you would like. But you see how it's covering up the be your own boss, control your income? We're gonna position it. We're on the layers tab. We're gonna hit arrange and go backwards so it's behind that bar. And to make sure it's centered, you'll go back to position, hit arrange, and then hit centered. And then it makes sure it's in alignment. Now this text down here, work from anywhere, full training provided, no experience needed, unlimited earning potential. You can change any of it. Any of it you want. Let's say you didn't want to provide full training for them. That's totally fine. You just want to make sure you lock the layers that are behind it. What I mean by that is, like, this is highlighted in purple. It's right here, right? You want to make sure it's locked so it doesn't move when we go to adjust this text. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense for you guys. Because you don't want to leave this sitting over to the right like that and then leave this empty. You want to make adjustments so it all looks like it belongs together. And then I'm going to group this text so that it moves together as well. Hold on, let's ungroup it. And the reason why, again, that I locked that red, I forget what it's called, but the reason why I lock it is because what I'm doing on top of it, I don't want this to keep moving. And that's why sometimes when you'll get templates from Canva, certain things will be locked. You can simply unlock it. It's not locked forever. It's just when you're editing, you don't want things like moving around. Like it gets annoying and it gets confusing. And then it's just another thing you have to go back and fix. So we can leave this template like this for now. If you don't like the stars, again, go to position, bind them, trash can. And you don't have to deal with it. Or let's say you want more stars. You can click it and hit this button as duplicate. It'll give you That's not the stars. But you'll duplicate the stars and then place them wherever you want them to be. Let's go to our next one. So, obviously we have another your brand at the very top. Instead of typing it again, I am going to copy and paste. I'm going to position. I'm going to hit your brand and I'm going to delete it. I didn't even have to type that one in. You see how easy that was? Super simple. Super simple. Here you'll want to update software at make this whatever the email address is that you would like for them to contact you at. I'm going to leave these the same because my company is a fake company, but obviously you will want to put your SMS, like your marketing text message number there. You'll want to put your office phone number there. Or let's say you don't have a phone number for them to text for marketing and promotion, you can just delete it and then just leave it like that. Or we can add your website. And then I'm just going to move it over. Now, obviously, if you do decide to add your website, you're going to need to make additional adjustments for like if you want an icon or not. What I mean by icon is you see how there's this phone here in this envelope here? It will look really nice to have like what's called a web icon, like one of these. Like next to it. Let's see, what size is this one? 14. This is also 14. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. And the cool thing with Canva, you can zoom in like as close as you need to get things to fit properly. And I absolutely hate like not being able to see well. And you see how it's like this one's black, or no, that's a dark blue. But this one is black and then this one is white. If you want to change the colors, you can. If you're not sure of what color something is, you can use the eyedrop tool so it matches. I want mine to match. This blue is so dark it looks black. What do y'all think about the blue? Mm, let's zoom out and look. I think it looks okay. Actually, I kind of like. Hold on, I'm gonna show you guys a trick. So you see how this is red in the background? We're gonna make it white by putting a dot behind it so it's white and it pops out. So instead of it being this blue color, we're gonna make it white. And in the layers section, I'm gonna drag it behind the phone icon. Perfect. And you see how it's white now instead of red? That's how you play with your layers, guys. Alright, so we changed the top. Stop leaving money on the table, period. Switch to our software and save big. You can change the phrasing of any of this. Any of it. If it doesn't match what you want, change it. Simple. $100 off for a limited time. Let's say you only want to give them $50 off. $50. Simply change that. If this is too far off for you, you're going to ungroup the text, move it over some, and it's fixed. Let's say you want to make the numbers bigger, but you don't want this to move. Watch. Let me show you. I can't select both of these without locking the circle or hitting the shift key on my keyboard first. Let's hit shift first. Hit click 50 then click off, all while holding the shift key. Then you're able to hold both. But even then, you cannot, unless you go up here, you can't increase the size like the way that I would prefer to. So again, we're gonna lock it to make our life easier. And then we're gonna, come on now. And then we are going to click here. It's locked, so it's not going anywhere. We're just gonna go, hold on. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I'm gonna have to lock the background too, y'all. Alright, so I'm gonna drag. And just by pulling it like that, we're increasing the size so that we can place it exactly how we would like to without having to go all the way up here. Alright, let's go zoom out a little bit. I like how that looks. That looks pretty decent. Alright, we have this money here. Let's say you like everything about it, but you need to change this software box. No worries at all, because again, in your PDF file that you received when you downloaded your template, it shows a link to the software box itself, which I'm referring to as the box, but it's really just the front part and also the side panel. So you're going to want to go back to your PDF, click the link, it's going to take you here. This is the front design. If you just want to add your logo, and I think Canva has logos in here for the sake of our example, you would need to upload your logo into Canva. I'm using one that's already in here for the sake of the tutorial, but let's say you just want to add yours on top or even like in the background. Maybe you're gonna send it to the back and then you could just like lighten it, center. That looks pretty nice. Let's say you want to change the colors altogether because you're like, I'm not doing red and blue for my tax software. That's cool. Let's do it. Let's say your colors are black and hints of green. No. Let's do green. And then we can make this green also. Yeah, let's make, instead of that being red, we're gonna do it green. So let's say you wanted this to be like the color scheme, and then the side panel, same thing. We're gonna make it black. Make it black. You see like pink, like you can do any color you want for these. Did you just see how I dragged from the side? This is nothing in Canva. Dragged from the side so that I could select all three of these. I'm going to change the color of them at the same time if it allows me to. We're going to see. So the text, we're going to, I would prefer to leave it as white. I want to make the size a little bit smaller. And I'm going to zoom in. Is it going to let me change? No, it's not going to let me change all of them at one time. So let's do black. And then I'm just going to copy the style. So what that means is I'm copying like the black instead of having to manually click and choose black. And I'm going to drag from the side and select both. And it made both of them black just then. Now to show you how I did it one more time, I selected the original. I clicked the paintbrush. I'm dragging from the side and selecting the other two. And it's going to make both of them black. Now from here, what do? How do you make this and this appear here? You are going to hit share. You're going to hit download PNG, you're going to download it. We're going to do the same thing here. Share, download, PNG, we're going to download it. You see our front of the boxes there? Now we have the side of our box. We're going to hit upload on the side, upload files, and then we're just going to upload our new images for our text box. Alright, so we uploaded the images for our text software box. Now we're just going to drag and drop, drag and drop. Now if you make the mistake and you drag it and it accidentally goes there and you go and you delete it and the money's gone, just go up to the undo, click undo until you see the money appear again and it'll come back. Now you just want to make sure this is like level. There you go. Now let's go to our next one. So just like with this one, I prefer to copy and paste. So it's one less thing that we have to do. Work less, earn more. Our tools and support are built to make your business unstoppable. Again, you can change any of this wording here. We're going to update our box to match your brand. Unless you want to leave it blue, then you would have just added your logo without changing the colors. But we updated the box. Anything here can be updated. Even the color of the buttons. Like you can make green too. If you wanted to. Green and black. Or just all green. Totally up to you what you want to do. But I think for Labor Day, it looks nice to be like the red, white, and blue vibe. Now to put our website on each page, you do have to add it. If that's a change that you made, you will need to add it to each flyer manually, but I'll show you how to do it in just a moment. I'll show you how to do it. And I'll do it last because we're going to do it on more than one flyer. So just bear with me. As well as the email part. So just bear with me. I'll show you how to do that after we make all of the other edits to each one. So yeah, for this one, you can even change the color for this text as well. If you're doing a different end date, just highlight September the 2nd and change it to, let's say you're finishing on like the 10th or maybe even the 15th. You can do that too. Let's go down. Now, I really like this one because, you know, it's back to school time, back to business. Like, that's a good play on words, I thought. But do copy, paste. Back to business. Again, these are editable. The only header that you can't edit in this whole bundle is this one because I like the gradient. But save up to 40% this weekend only. You can change any of that to match your business. Let's say you're giving them 50% and you're doing it the whole week. You just want to make sure that if like the red isn't your vibe and you're changing the colors, that you also change the color for this too. The outline for boxes like this, you can change the color by selecting here. It's called stroke color. And I created a gradient inside of Canva so it would look metallic. It's really just gray and white, but it gives a nice like almost metallic silver like color. If you don't like it as sharp and square, you can round the corner. Hold on, you can round the corner of it so it's no longer pointing. Totally up to you and your preference for those. These, unfortunately, you cannot round. Oh, or maybe you can. Oh, you can round these now. Cool. I like them square though. I thought they looked better that way. But anything that you're not offering with your software, either adjust the text. So again, position, layers, make sure you're clicking the right thing. Or you could just delete it altogether by selecting it, trash can, selecting the text, trash can. This shadow right here is under the box, so it looks like it's floating a bit. Do your best not to delete that because it would look kind of, I don't know. It has its own shadow, but I like the addition, like, because it's a little bit darker. Alright, so for this template, you, to get to your software boxes so that you can edit them, this spotlight needs to be dragged behind it. And same for the other one. We're going to take them and drag them behind the box that they're shining on top of so that we can actually edit the box. Hold on. Why is it not? Okay, so we can do this one. Can't we do this one? Yes, there we go. Alright, so just make sure the spotlight is behind the box itself so that we can drag the image. And then once you've made the change by putting your software images in the box, then you'll drag it back on top so that it looks like it's shining in there. And then make sure the positioning is right so it looks good. Alright, so you have your name up there, Labor Day packages. If you're only offering one package, you can just delete one of these. You don't have to keep both. Just delete whichever one doesn't sound like something you're doing. And to make your life easier, I'll show you how. So let's say you're just doing a $3.49 bundle. I'm gonna delete the spotlight actually. I'm gonna lock the background so it doesn't move. I'm gonna move this over a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this one. And let's say I'm only doing this special for Labor Day. I'm gonna put it in the center. And again, the spotlight is in my way. Okay, I'm gonna move it over like that. So I'm gonna go to position, arrange, make sure this is centered. I'm gonna make sure the shadow is centered. I'm gonna select the podium, make sure it is centered. This blue box with the border, we're going to center. And all of our text, we're also going to center so it's in the middle. I'm gonna drag this over just a little bit. Along with the price. And then the spotlight, I'm gonna bring it back out. You can choose to use this one or not. There's a lot of them on Canva. Actually, I want to show you that. So let's do spotlight. We're gonna go to the graphics tab, and there's this main one I like to use in my designs. I'm gonna hit center, and then I send it to the back because I want it to look like it's shining on the box, but not. If it's right on the top, it kind of washes it out a little bit. So by going backwards, you're like still giving the same effect, but it's not covering your whatever you put. Like for example, our software box is the focal point. It's not washing it out. It's still the main focal point, and we can even lock it. No, not this. Why did I do that? We're gonna lock the spotlight so it stays in position. And I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger since there we go. I think that looks pretty good. And we're doing what? We're doing 50% off this week only. So we want to make sure we update this too. Perfect. And again, I'm going to show you how to change this so it matches the footer that has our website. Yes. Don't let me forget. We're going to do it. All right. So now this one is our 48 hours left. So you're going to want to post this one. Hold on. Let me copy this. You're going to want to post this flyer 48 hours before your sale ends to stress urgency. So these people come and they lock in with you, right? So again, we copied our business name, we pasted it here. Let's say you don't want to do 48 hours, you want to do 72. Cool. Or maybe even 24. Yeah, you could do that too. 24 hours. Instead of it saying this weekend only, you could put time is ticking. Or let's say you want to put don't miss out. And you just want to adjust the text so it fits. We could even make this a little bit smaller. And then the text a bit smaller. Yeah. Wait, no. Do exclamation. Okay. That looks better. And you can even, I like to do sometimes a shadow around the circles like this. Because I think they look nice, but some people don't like them. Especially in templates, they don't like them because they can't figure out like why when they move them, like it's not attached. I don't know. But I don't always do this in my templates. But I like how that looks because it looks a little bit lifted. So you could do that too. This one is called Black Circle Shadow. If you want to do the same one. And we're gonna do 50%. Unlock premium tools. Let's do and grow your business fast. Again, change any wording that doesn't fit for your business. Because I just made all this up. So we're gonna do your business name here. Yep. Free live tax webinar. You select your date. Let's say we're doing the 22nd. 22nd. 22nd of August. Let's say we're doing 8 p.m. And then any photos of guests that you have. Let's say I want to use this one. Let's say I'm doing this one. I'm just using random like my model images that I use. All of That's So Raven is from my promo from last week that I did on my website. So pay me no mind. But ooh, let's say I wanted these ladies to be on the panel. Yeah, you'll just want to add your folks' photos in here. I kind of want it to look like they go together, so that's why I'm changing it. I did this one. Let's do her. Nice. Okay, and then you'll want to put their names. So all right, so I just made those names up. and place them there. But I'm sure you'll have people to speak for your text webinar. Even if you don't have this many people, let's say you only want to do 2 people instead of 6, because that is quite a lot. First thing I'm going to do is click that background, and I'm gonna what? We're gonna lock it. Why? So it stays in place. Always lock your background images and any layer you place on top of it so they stay in place when you make revisions. I'm going to drag from the side and delete. I'm going to do the same thing for the name. Let's say I only have 2 people. So I'm going to show y'all what that would look like. Yep. And then instead of saying panel, you could just say speakers. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I think of a panel, I think of a large number of people speaking, usually, like a minimum of 4. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's what my brain thinks of. But you'll want to make them about the same size. Or what you could do, if you can't, sometimes I struggle with dragging things to make them the same size. I'll just delete the other one. This is what makes Canva so user friendly. Because I have all of this selected, right? Like I have all of this selected, you can hit this to duplicate. It gives you the same thing, same size, everything, same photo. All you have to do, the only thing you have to do is change the name, and then go back and change the photo again. So you don't have to stress about like getting it just the right size. It's already the right size because you duplicated it. I think that's pretty cool. All right, so now that we're done with this one, this is our last one. Wow. Okay. This is another one for like a webinar for people to register for. Instead of it being, is this like the faded? Okay, so instead of it being her photo here, we're gonna put yours. So you would need to upload yours. It would have to be in the upload section, same way we did our software boxes. I'm gonna do her picture though. We're gonna do the background remover, which again, you have to have Canva Pro to do that. So please upgrade or do the free trial so you can edit with ease. But you're just gonna expand your image so it is large enough to fit right there. We're gonna click position backward and boom. And let's say her name is Joyce because I like that name. There. You can place your logo here. We'll do the logo that I put on the software boxes. It usually just comes up. I don't know why, but we'll just use this in place because it's easier. You don't want it that big. You want it like small because the focal point is your face here. So make it a decent size so it's noticeable and center it. If this is a paid webinar, you're gonna want to delete that free and put the price. So let's say you're charging $50, regular price, whatever it is, you can do that, or you could just leave it as free, regular, whatever price you typically charge to do an info session with you. If this doesn't float your boat, update that text, change the dates and the time. Please don't forget to do that. You don't want people arriving at the time that I decided for your webinar. So please update that. Update the date. Register now. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so now that we're on the last template, let's go back to where we updated the website. We're gonna lock, background is locked. We're gonna lock the table so it doesn't move. what we're gonna do is drag from the side and highlight the red bar, all the text, all the icons, we're highlighting all of it. If that is difficult for you to do, simply click the red bar or banner, whatever you would like to call it. We're gonna hit position. We're gonna click layers, and we are going to attempt to manually select what we want to copy. So let's click here. We're going to hit Control on our keyboard and click the text that we would like to copy. So the phone number, the email address. We're also going to select the icons. Remember, you're clicking these things while you are holding down Control. We need this. We also need this. You're still holding Control down, right? And then you're also going to hit C. Okay. Now we're going to go down, scroll down. We're going to drag from the side and select everything. Trash can. Paste. You see how easy that was? We're going to do the same thing. Delete. Paste. Select it. Hold on now. Hold on. Don't delete yet. We need to lock this podium. Okay. Now select. Delete. Paste. Select. Delete. Alright, y'all get the gist. Y'all get the gist. This one is blue. That's okay. We just want to make sure we make it blue after. Like that one. And then just change the icon color to, I think it was white. I can't remember right now, but oh dang, wait. We're just gonna leave that. Oh, this was the last one. Yeah, it was white. Okay, cool. We're gonna delete and paste. And then make it blue and the icons white. We're gonna leave that one. Alright, y'all. So we just updated all these templates to match your business. It took less than an hour because I'm recording in live time. Y'all got to see how I do this. If you have questions, drop them down below. Follow me on Instagram, and do not forget that you got a special discount code to use for a custom design over on my website. Only 30 people can cash those out, so be sure to do that. There are more templates coming soon. I can't say how soon, but they're coming soon, so keep an eye. You want to follow our Etsy store, so that you can be one of the first to be notified when a drop is made. And I'm super active on my Instagram page, so you'll want to follow me over there to see behind the scenes stuff and to see what's coming up. But yeah, I really hope this was helpful to you all, and I'm excited to see how you guys customize your templates. If you change the colors or anything, I want to see it out in the wild on social media. Good luck with your tax software sales, and have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.